So today we will talk about the prompt corrective action. Recently the Reserve Bank of India actually give this some supervisory action and taken the framework, and which is the revised framework has been taken to related to the prompt corrective action. This prompt corrective action is related to the banking sector, and this is basically a corrective, and the appropriate steps need to taken to maintain the banking financial health. This is what do you mean by the prompt. So as you know, the word itself says it is a corrective action. So if anything is happening in the bank, there should be a corrective action. If there is any mishappening in the bank, then there should be a corrective action will take place. So why in news, as I have told you, that RBI has announced the revised prompt corrective action for effective monitoring. Remember that the prompt corrective action enables the supervisory intervention of RBI. RBI means Reserve Bank of India over bank at an appropriate time. This word is keyword, and at an appropriate time, and ensure effective market discipline. Another thing, if you talk about the history or brief history about the prompt corrective action, then started in 2002 as a structured early intervention for banks which is undercapitalized. Undercapitalized means which is not fully capitalized, the amount is not there which bank can sustain. So that is known as the undercapitalized. Due to the poor asset quality, and vulnerable due to loss of profitability. So poor asset quality means whatever loan they are giving, they are not financing them, or they are not taking back. This lead to the asset mismanagement, or is lead to lack in quality of asset management. So that is known as the asset quality. Or if you talk about the profitability, as you know, bank profit from their assets, either giving the loan, debentures, etc. So these are the framework which gives them profitability. So if there is any lacking in this, that's why the prompt corrective action started in 2019 to take a preventive steps. If you talk about the main aim of prompt corrective action, to check the problem of non-performing asset. As you know very well, the non-performing asset, if any loan which is not repaid by 19 days after the loan period, then the 90 days given to the person, or if that is also not paid, that is classified as non-performing asset. So this prompt corrective action basically to check the problem of NPA in order to check the financial health of bank. So this is the main aim. Now we will talk about the revised framework. So now revised framework for PCA, prompt corrective action. If we talk about the basically now the monitoring areas has been changed. So earlier the monitoring areas is basically the asset and nothing like more than. So there is a change in the monitoring area. So firstly, the main revised framework, if any bank facing the crisis, then before the crisis, or if it is going toward the crisis, so at that time RBI has the power to take preventive steps. So one of the measure made or invoking the PCA on banks, the first is the capital. The first, as you know, banks have its own capital to meet or sustain in the difficult time. So that is known as the capital. So whatever is the amount, either in the form of share, either in the form of cash, either in the form of loan given to the, or either in the form of asset, that collective things is known as the capital. So this is, so how much capital now banks have left? If this is less, then PCA will be invoked by the RBI. Another monitoring areas in the revised framework is the asset quality. Why this asset quality is main thing? So firstly we need to remember what is asset. Suppose, as you know, we take a loan from the bank. After the loan, there are some interest charge, like so 4%, 5%, 6%, 7%, etc. So whatever is the interest, that is their asset from loan. So that is known as the asset. So RBI, before invoking, look at the asset quality. Suppose if asset quality is low, then RBI has the full power to invoke PCA. Suppose banks has give too much loan beyond their asset, and suppose some loan finds default, or people are not giving that loan back, so obviously their asset quality is low. So if there is any asset lack in asset quality, then the RBI has the full power to invoke the PCA. So remember that there is no formula, but yes, if there is any doubtful risk or upon made total asset, so that is, so if the ratio is less, then it's found that asset quality is good, and if it is found the less ratio, more ratio will be there, then the asset quality is bad. Now let's talk about the capital to risk weighted asset ratio at its word. So this is also known as the capital adequacy ratio. Suppose if there is any financial stress, let's say COVID-19, let's say 2008 crisis, let's say 1991 crisis. So in that crisis, there should be have a minimum capital to the bank to meet that crisis. That is known as the capital to risk weighted asset ratio, or popularly known as the capital adequacy ratio. Remember that capital adequacy ratio is determined by the RBI. So this is known as, so there should be a something capital, minimum capital to meet the risk is known as the capital adequacy ratio. If this find less, which is determined by the RBI, then the RBI has the full power to invoke PCA. Another is the NPA ratio. As you know, very popular. If NPA ratio is low, then obviously it is good, and if NPA ratio is high, then the RBI has the full power to invoke PCA. Another is the leverage ratio. Leverage ratio is very important. So you know, there are two capital. First is the one is the normal capital and another is the reserve. Reserve is basically RBI has also the reserve which also given. So there is the at least 5% or 5.5% RBI has the reserve to meet its financial crisis. So obviously every bank should have their minimum reserve, which is not capital. I'm not talking about capital. There should be a capital, minimum capital to meet, but obviously there is a core reserve should be there to meet any drastic challenges in the country or drastic situations. So to meet that, there should be a reserve core, and that is known as the leverage ratio. So obviously, so there is one of the major criteria, leverage ratio. Another is the revised framework will be excluded on the return on assets. So suppose if the loan has given and loan has come again, or people has given a loan at time, whatever is the interest, so that has been excluded this time, and which is early it was included. Now remember that this will be effective from January 2022. So January 1st 2022. So this is the revised framework of PCA. So as I have told you, the five step, if there is any breach in that step will take place, the RBI has the full power to invoke the prompt corrective action. So remember the parameters. Firstly, the capital asset quality NPA ratio, leverage ratio and the capital adequacy ratio. If there is any lack in these five will take place, then RBI has the full power to invoke PCO. So what will happen if RBI applies the PCA? So remember that banks will not expand the credit and investment portfolio, but this totally depend on the RBI idea. If RBI finds yes, there is no sharp lacking in those five parameters, then RBI to some extent can approve, but this is depend on the RBI fully. Remember that, or there are some also restrictions can take place. Either they have to provide the loan or they have to provide the depositor the some amount of money, and depositor cannot take away some money because of the financial crisis of that bank. So these are the parameters. So remember that RBI derive its power from the first is the section 36A of the Banking Regulation Act 1949. Here said that the RBI can supersede the board. As you know, there are some, let's say Punjab Maharashtra Bank. So that is handled by the state board, which is constituted by the state. Now recently amended, and now the RBI actually has the power to supersede all that board and can give direction to that. Another is section 45, in which the RBI has the power to amalgamate without applying the moratorium with the approval of central government. So if the RBI finds that no, this now cannot be sustained, now this bank cannot be sustained any longer, then the RBI has the full power to amalgamate the bank, associate the banks with the another bank. Recently the Lakshmi Bilas Bank with the association of other is the example. So this is very important power, but remember that here the approval of the central government is required. So this is all about the prompt corrective action. What things you need to remember? You need to remember firstly the five parameter, which is very important. What is NPA ratio, leverage ratio, capital adequacy ratio, and the capital and the asset quality. If there is any lack, then PCA will apply. What will happen after the PCA will apply? Basically, the government, the RBI has the power to take any preventive step irrespective of the condition, and credit and investment portfolio. Banks have no power to either extend the credit. So this is all about, and these are the powers which is important. Banking Regulation Act drives the power on any of the state board. So this is all about the prompt corrective action, guys. Thank you. Hope you like this video. You should subscribe my channel. Thank you so much for watching this video.